All right, today we are going to be installing the Airlift airbags. See, we've got the load lifter 5000 adjustable bags. On this one, I did not get the pump. I just got the self-aired ones, but eventually I'm gonna get the pump so that way I can adjust it from inside the vehicle. So here's what comes in the package. We got the actual bags, we got mounting brackets, we got the plates for the tops of the bags to help, support it. We've got our Airlines sticker, which is pretty cool. Yeah, all of our hardware, our U-bolts, and instructions. This is going to be installed in a 2017 Ford F150 STX 4x4 with a 2.7 liter EcoBoost. I'm about to do a lot of towing, and so I needed to get something that would help because the previous owner, it looked like they tried to put a leveling kit on it, but they only did it to the front, or they wanted to squat it like this for some reason, or they got the improper sizes. So yeah, if you can see that, there's a lot of room there, and then here is not as much. The brackets, they should bolt on without any issues. We shouldn't have to do any drilling or anything like that, but you never know with kits like this. But Airlift, they supply a lifetime warranty, so if your bags pop or you do anything that causes them to be overworked, they will replace them, which is really cool. So then they have systems that you can get that will be installed with gauges, and then you can adjust your either the front to back, side to side, whatever you want. That's a dual channel, and then they have a single channel that tees and does both of them at the same time. Today we're just going to install the Schrader valves, probably down below. So first things first, you're going to want to start by taking off the factory bumpers. It's a 13 mil. Take both of them off on either side. Then once you get them off, see, there's one. You're going to want to take the factory bolt that held in the stopper, and you want to thread it in about halfway and just keep that there. Then you're going to take this bracket, and it's marked on there, left side, you see, and then you're going to take it, use the keyway that's on it, put it on, and slide it towards the outside of the vehicle, making sure that the flange part is on the inside. So once you have the keyway on, you're going to want to tighten this bolt to 20 foot-pounds, but you're going to want to make sure that these tabs are touching against the frame. That's very important. I was going to use a torque wrench to torque that down, but the clearance to get to that bolt, I mean, what the hell? So I guess I'm gonna eyeball it and just use a big ol' wrench, try to get that on there. Okay, so it says to cut out that bracket that holds the ABS wiring harness. I just bent it to the side. I don't think you really need to cut it out. Just get some, heavy duty pliers and bend it over, and it'll kind of help keep the harness from, running freely, and you can just kind of put it in between and wedge it between the brake lines and the bracket. So instead of having to use a rotary tool to cut it and risk cutting your brake lines, just bend it. Now you're going to want to make sure that you have around 6.5 to 7.5 inches of clearance between the top bracket and the bottom of your axle. Okay, so now what you can do, I did it on this one just to make sure everything lined up, but you're going to take your airbag and you're going to flip it over, right? You're going to make sure that the air port is facing inboard of the vehicle, so inside underneath the bed. And then you're going to take your plate, you're going to put that on, and if you're going to use the spacers, you're going to place those on there too. And then you're going to get your bracket. You're gonna make sure you throw your bolt in, and then put your bracket on making sure that the bag is facing forward, all the way forward. You're going to take your hardware, put your washer and your lock washer on, and then screw those on. And then after that, you can go ahead and put your air fitting on, and then make it finger tight, and then 1.5 turns, just like that. So this side was a little bit difficult. If you don't cut that piece that we talked about earlier, it can be kind of a pain in the ass. So I just broke it off. Like, I bent it back and forth till it came off, and then it still didn't line up perfectly, so I put the bottom bolt on and then cinched it down, and then it went right into place. The top part's on. I just got to tighten everything down and then put the 2 bolts in to support the top of the bag. Now I'm going to do the other side. Okay, I got a little distracted and went out and went to the range and, you know, put some plankers down the range. So, yeah. Once you get the bags in, go ahead and throw the top bolts on. Make sure it's kind of loose, so that way you can line everything up. And then once you have all of them in and loose, move it back and forth and get it kind of where you want it, and then go ahead and tighten the bottom and then the top bolts. Then you can tighten your U-bolts on both sides and then tighten everything else. And then all you need to do after that, you need to cut your hose, cut them to length, make sure you have them where you want them first, and then you want to cut it with the razor blade very finely. If you cut it really rough, it's not going to seal properly, so you want to make sure you cut it right. And then find out where you want these, drill a hole, mount them, and you'll be good. This is just temporary until I can get the actual, you know, push button system. I have 2 different valves for each bag because sometimes I'm towing and this side will have a little bit more weight than this side, so I have to like compensate by putting more air in this side rather than the opposite side. A lot of people, what they do is just tee off the lines and then they put them on one straighter valve. This is how I routed them. I just kind of went back and yeah, I just followed the frame up above all the way until right here. And what's cool about it, since I already have a bumper with holes and stuff in it, I could just, you know, put some washers on it and tighten that thing down and it's perfect. Same with the other side. I have the same amount of line right there going to the opposite bag. I think that this is a really cool investment for your vehicle. You can literally tow so much. I had a 3,000-pound toolbox filled with tools just back here in the middle, and then I was flat towing my truck behind it. I know it doesn't have a lot of weight on it, but then after that I had my Mustang on another trailer that I was towing with this, and it made it to where it was so smooth. It felt great, gave it a good balance point. It's 100% beneficial. So yeah, if you don't mind having this and airing it up as you go, this is pretty cool. But they do make a system that you can put in your engine bay and then connects to your lines, and then has a thing to put somewhere in here wherever you decide to put it, and it's got 2 switches on it that also has a gauge or 2 gauges depending on what system that you get. Airing up your stuff on the fly was definitely going to make things a little easier. But hell yeah, thanks everybody for watching. If you don't mind, leave a like on this video and comment and let me know what you think about getting airbags or something like that.